The Garden of Eden, Adam and Eve, one of the most well-known Bible stories, and yet the most questioned. Over half of American adults believe that Adam and Eve were real people, despite countless Bible experts, scientists, and historians pointing to the contrary. If you believe Adam and Eve were real people, stick around. I have been told that God is supernatural, and therefore, what he does cannot be measured scientifically. But Adam and Eve were allegedly the first humans. They live in a current Earth, followed our current laws of physics. So, I will be analyzing their story with our current scientific and historical understanding. In 1658, Reverend James Usher published his timeline of the creation of the world and humanity according to the King James Version of the Bible. This timeline is referred to as Young Earth Creationism. According to Reverend Usher's calculations, God created the earth exactly on October 22nd, 4004 BC, making Earth 6027 years today. However, using scientific methods such as relative dating techniques, which examines layers of rocks and sediment, as well as radiometric dating, have provided us with an estimated age. The findings indicate that the Earth is billions of years old. The oldest rock found so far is 3.8 billion years old. Scientists have determined that the Earth is roughly 4.5 billion years old. According to Genesis, Adam and Eve were the first and only two humans that God created himself. The rest reproduce sexually over time. I'm going to give you a moment to think about that. In the Bible, all of their sons are said to have married their sisters. Let's look at this from a biological standpoint. Inbreeding can have a detrimental effect on population. It decreases the numbers due to increased expression of recessive genetic disorders. The term homozygous in genetics refers to having received the same version of genetic markers from each biological parent. This means the individual now has two identical copies. But we all have two different copies of each gene, one from each parent. However, many serious and fatal conditions require two identical copies of the gene in order for the person to actually manifest the condition. Inbreeding increases the potential for the child inheriting identical copies, because both of the parents more than likely have identical copies. This is why inbreeding between closely related family members can have a detrimental effect, causing often fatal birth defects the longer that the inbreeding goes on. Given that Adam and Eve allegedly lived for 900 years, it's logical to assume that inbreeding would have led to a decrease in the population rather than an increase. I suppose it doesn't make a difference because they all died during the global flood in the Noah's Ark story. But the story begins again with Noah and his family, who are the only humans left on Earth. This means that the same inbreeding pattern would begin a second time. Another problem that we run into is the claim that Adam, Eve, and all of the animals were created at the same time. This would indicate that humans coexisted with dinosaurs, which contradicts our current knowledge based on scientific data and evidence. Science has repeatedly confirmed that dinosaurs went extinct 65 million years ago, and the earliest human fossil that we have encountered so far is about between 2 to 5 million years old, depending on which humans you're talking about. But our current modern humans are only 200,000 years old. There is absolutely no indication at this time that any kind of human and dinosaur coexisted. Paleoanthropology is the scientific study of human evolution. For some people who deeply believe in Adam and Eve's story, the concept of human evolution can be troubling because it contradicts the religious scriptures and other traditional beliefs about how humans and the earth were created. Most scientists currently recognized about 15 to 20 different human species. These early humans, with the exception of Homo sapiens, became extinct. Some of them coexisted, like Homo sapiens and Neanderthals, but some of them never crossed paths. I think I have provided a pretty good argument against Adam and Eve's story. Let me know what you think in the comments. Until next time, don't forget to like and subscribe.